Hi, welcome to DragBi. DragBi is a JSON and CSV file-based, very intuitive drag and drop BI tool, which is business intelligence tool, which means you already have middle tier that is supplying REST API and has endpoints, as well as it can analyze static CSV file on your desktop. Let me show you how it works. In your typical three-tier model, right, you have data tier, you have application tier, and then you have presentation tier. Application tier basically supplies REST API that pulls data from the database and on the real-time basis, and then presentation layer basically shows the represent the data on the real-time basis. It could be a WebSocket as well, not to mention that. So this is a typical request and response. So you have the presentation layer. So DragBi is the presentation layer. So once DragBi requests that from the business layer, which you're going to supply the REST API, which will be connecting to the database with the data access layer, and then response come back and it shows up on the app. So typical JSON file is here. This is one of the examples. So typical this is JSON example. What you do is that you had a new developer to create this, to represent the data, to show it on once the data changes, it shows up on the screen. And typically developers take 6 months, 1 year to build your entire system probably. But DragBi will solve the problem. You don't need no UI developers, anyone can do it. It's just a 10 minutes tutorial. You go through and then you create it and you save it and done. The new app is done literally. So let's say when you come here, it's basically a blank screen, and that's where you start creating your app. So you can drag and drop anything, anywhere, wherever you want. So you define your own layout. Let's say it's a chart. Let's do a grid. These are all. This is typical grid. You can define the path. So yeah, done. It's built on as a grid. Not to mention. So this is chart. We already have done chart. Let's show one of the. Let's do a grid. Probably let's create a grid. No, we have created the grid already. Let's create a chart. Chart is a little complicated, which means it has more features. We support many other charts. We support 3D chart. We support different kind of chart here. It could be all of them could be 3D and non-3D. So you define the x-axis, could be market value. No, the x-axis could be fund name, portfolio name, and the series fund name, and define market value, and define the column. And you can add more and more, and you can delete more on the same chart. So this is it. So this is how typically you create graph and chart. So I have already created some samples here. This is one of the things. This is not typically used by any e-commerce database. It doesn't have to be a stock market. So it's a profit by month, profit by country, delivery, total orders, anything. It's pretty much self-explanatory. So once you define your layout, you can pretty much you can change it anytime you want. You can create more here, then you can define more tab. You can expand it whatever way you want. It's support multi-monitor, 10 monitor, 20 monitors, really doesn't matter. Once you're done, you save it, boom, and it's gonna show up, and you come here every day and it's gonna be on your screen. So it's basically save you hiring a new developers, UI developers. We also help you creating JSON file. If you only have database and you don't know how to create JSON file, we're gonna put some sample JSON file that you can Java based, which you can grab from GitHub. And then you can easily do it. It's any simple developers can do that, or we can do the entire system for you. It's not really a big deal. So yeah, that's it. That's typically I just wanted to show you what it is really. And on the next video, I'm going to show you the full tutorial. It's not the full tutorial, obviously, just to show what it is really, what can be done with that. Till then, thank you for watching.